Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, one and all. I hope you're all doing wonderful and having a safe and wonderful week start to your work week. It's great to be back with you. Last week I was on vacation, and of course, the week before that was the July 4th holiday season here in the U.S., or July 4th holiday, which is the Independence Day of the United States, and so I always take our federal holidays off when I can. Good to have time to relax and unwind and all that good stuff. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a wonderful and successful weeks or start to your week this week. So while I was on vacation and while I had the holiday week off, the July 4th holiday week off, I had time to go back and look at the previous videos for the series, for the Medieval Engineers series. Hello, Mr. Deer. And I also had a chance to go back and review all your comments. I do appreciate all your comments. But before I get into what I need to say, as usual, if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. If you are a returning member, welcome back to you as well. It's great to have you all here in our wonderful community. And as usual, all of the usual disclaimers are in the description of the video. I almost forgot to say that part. That's what not having enough coffee will do to you. Anyway, I digress. So, while I was on my little holiday vacation for the last 2 weeks, I did have a chance to go back through all of the videos for the Medieval Engineers series. I had a chance to look at all of your wonderful comments, and all of that good stuff, which I always appreciate your comments. I may not always agree with them, but I appreciate your comments because it tells me what you're thinking, and sometimes I might miss something that, I may not realize. So there is that, and I do appreciate that, and I think you all are wonderful, and please keep the comments coming. But as I was doing that, as I was reviewing the videos and your comments, and I asked a few friends of mine and a few members of my family as well, who I also know will tell me the brutal, honest truth. Sometimes I don't like hearing it. Sometimes I do. No, I'm just kidding. I do enjoy hearing that because it helps sometimes to get a perspective that I can actually use to think about what I'm doing. In other words. And the consensus is that there needs to be some direction for the series. And I agree with that. In fact, one of the comments was, well, maybe make the episodes a little bit shorter. And I agree with that too. In fact, one of you wonderful people in this community commented that maybe I should do some time lapses and things like that. I'd love to do that. The only problem is I don't know how. It's something I gotta learn. So that's something I intend to do going forward as well, to try to improve the content for y'all here on the channel. But the Medieval Engineers game, as much as I love it, and believe me, I do love this game. It's a wonderful game. It's a relaxing game. I don't like games that are violent or anything like that. If I buy a game that has violence in it, it's probably got some historic value, or they're trying to at least set it in the time period of a historical time period that makes sense, and I like seeing the architecture. Excuse me. But other than that, I don't really like violent games. And so there is that. That being said, I took all that into consideration. And it's very clear to me this series, especially this series, needs to have a clear direction. It really does. I found the videos to be a little too long, too. Another thing I found is that, and I can't remember, I know somebody in the comments pointed this out to me, that they were a little surprised I was doing a series on medieval engineers early on. And I like medieval engineers. That's why I do these games. Sometimes the games that I play on, the channel may not always be the games all the other content creators are hyping up and all of that. Because I think the real thing here is that a lot of times content creators will hype a game and they'll use what we call clickbait in their game video titles and things like that. Oh, sun's setting, that's why. Okay. I'm not like that. I don't like doing that. I probably could, and I'd probably get a whole bunch of viewers that way. And subscribers. Maybe I need to start doing that. I don't know. But I kind of just am the type of person, stay true to who I am, do my own thing. I don't do this for the glory or the fame or anything like that. I do it for me. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, as usual. But then you guys know that about me already. So what I'm going to do... Just do this real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a little sidetracked with that. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, I also went and... Oh, yeah. I was on that little rant. So that's why I do these kinds of games for people who want to know. But, I got to thinking as I was reviewing the videos... And I saw that comment again. I started wondering a little bit. I got to thinking about that particular comment before. And I think it was HS Camper or HS Gamer, I think is the one who mentioned it to me early on. I could be wrong. And they were basically saying they were... I can't remember the exact words, but they were essentially saying they were surprised I was... doing videos on this game. They were happy to see that, even though there was hasn't been much activity on the game, development-wise. So I went back and I looked, and I looked at to see when the last update for the Community Edition for Medieval Engineers was. And the Community Edition was last updated on July 11th, 2022. At least that At least that's what I can find publicly. To me, that's kind of a problem. Because I do believe Medieval Engineers has a lot to offer as a game, as an open sandbox world and a game. And it's kind of sad to see that everybody seems to be moving on from this game. I understand why Keen Software House has restructured their team and is refocusing on other things. I get it. I understand it. I don't know if I agree with it, but that's neither here nor there. I do believe Medieval Engineers is an inadequately, immaturely an unfinished game. Keen Software House has left a lot of things that could have been done with this game on the table, and they quit too early on developing this game. They really have. And as much as I might be critical of Merrick on some things on the space engineer side, I think this is a very big mistake. Because, in my view, this was an opportunity missed. That being said, after I gave it some thought and read all your comments and listened to what my friends and family members had to say, what I'm going to do is, because I still want to do something with Medieval Engineers, I feel like we really need to do something with it. But I think while we try to get a better direction for this game, for this series, what I'll do is I will put this series on a temporary hiatus. Now, what that means is that the series is not done. It's not done yet. It's not going away. It's just going on a little vacation, if you will. Well, I try to sort out what the best direction for this series is. And that means I'm going to be making notes. I'm going to have it a little bit more scripted so that I stay on track with the series. And I want to see what you guys have to say and what your ideas for this series will be as well. So what I would like you to do, and what I would ask of you, is to, in the comments, let me know what ideas you'd like to see me do in the series. What things do you think we should do? Remember, our goal will still be to build a medieval civilization. A civilization that may have lived in medieval times. Here on Earth, of course. Or, maybe it could be on another planet too somewhere. Maybe it could be on another planet too. It doesn't have to your ideas don't necessarily have to be exactly on point with the historical record here on Earth. It could be anything. It could be something fictional. Some of you probably read the Gorian Chronicles, for example. Maybe we build a town like that. What we think a town would have looked, a civilization on that fictitious planet may have looked like. Something like that. I don't know. And that's what I think is lacking here, is the lack of direction. Because I have been kind of feeling it. So that's what we're going to do. So for those wondering, for those who are going to jump up really quick and say, oh, the series is done, it's going away. No. Just on a brief vacation while I try to sort out, while we all try to sort out what the direction of the series should be going forward. Because I do feel like we can do stuff for this series and for this game. I'm going to be playing it a little bit here and there offline. Not on the save, of course, on an off-camera save. And I'm going to be coming up with ideas. I'd love to see you all come up with ideas too, because I'd love to hear your ideas. And together, maybe we can come up with a really cool series that's generated by you, the community, along with me together. It'll make it fun and enjoyable for all of us. Maybe the idea is we do live streams for the series, and we bring some of you guys in to the game. You know, that might be something we do too. I don't really know yet, but those are things we will look at going forward. So anyway, what I'd like to do is ask for your comments and your feedback and suggestions on this series. How do you think we can improve this series? How can we make the series better and give it direction? You know, what things should we do in the series? What constitutes what civilization are we going to build and create? Remember, it does not have to be something that's historical, that's in the historical record here on Earth. Maybe we're on some distant planet somewhere that we don't know about here on Earth. And we're in a medieval time period of sorts there, and we're building a civilization that totally is different from any of the ones that we're familiar with here. So what I would invite you to do is leave your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions in the comments section. Let me know what you think, and together we will come up with our ideas, and we'll go from there. And we'll set up. We do have a Discord server, and I do need to put that link in the description. I did realize that today, as I was looking through the comments this past couple of weeks. So I will do that. I will try to remember to do that anyway. And we'll go from there. And that being said, I know that you guys are probably shocked by this, but probably not surprised either. But I think we can still have fun with this game, even though it is lacking in a lot of things. So, that being said, I do hope you have a safe and wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing your comments on this series and the direction that you think it should go, and what kind of civilization we should build, what kind of technology that civilization would have, and what kind of buildings and what would the architecture look like, and all that good stuff. And together we will work through what the series should look like going forward. So I will be looking forward to seeing your comments and your ideas and suggestions. Remember, there is no wrong suggestion, so please, by all means, feel free to give suggestions and ideas for what this civilization could look like. And then once we have enough information that we can actually develop a good narrative for, and a timeline for, you know, as far as how the technology would have advanced and all that good stuff, then we'll start putting it into a video format, and we'll start building on it together. I would like to do that. I think it would be a cool idea to have this series be a community-based series, yeah, and have it move forward like that. That being said, we do have other games that are coming to the channel. In the next few days, there's going to be I've been asked to, not by the developer of the game, of course, but I've been asked by some friends if I would kind of do a play of Stationeers and see what I think about that and give my thoughts and rants about Stationeers. So we'll probably try that. Seems like it might be an interesting game to have a video or two on. That game bores me and annoys me, but hey, do some maybe some videos on it and talking about it. Maybe hey, I'll learn something too. Their Planet Coaster 2 has also been announced, and so that will be coming to the channel. So we'll probably do some stuff with the original Planet Coaster as we prepare for that new series as well. City Skylines 2 coming to the channel soon, as you all know. And we got other games coming as well, but I don't want to spoil all the surprises I got in store. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you have a safe and wonderful week this week. This is a really short video because it's more of a public service announcement for the series. Excuse me. And as I said, the series is not over. It is just going on a little vacation. Maybe it's going to go to a campground and go swimming in a lake somewhere for a couple of weeks while we, as a community, figure out its direction moving forward. But that being said, I do hope that you enjoy the videos. Please share the link to the channel with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your coworkers, your pet kitty, cat, pet puppy, dog, pet parakeet, pet bunny, rabbit, pet boa constrictor. Although if you have a snake or a lizard as a pet, I don't know what's wrong with you, but no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have a snake or a lizard as a pet, but hey, some people do. But by sharing the link to the channel, it does help the channel grow. And be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button if you haven't already. All that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next episode of this series, which will be on, when we come back, will be more directed and have a better narrative and better ideas. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a safe and wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next episode. Happy gaming!